bet you any money
Yes,
that Charles is this nigga's father, bro.
Fine. Sacrifice. Don't you talk to me about sacrifice, Charles. I had to send my son back to the island, knowing full well that...
That's my son too, Eloise.
Just cut his dick off. That's what I would have done. Shit, if
You
I was
liked
Norman...
it.
Tu sei una carteggiani?
Se volete dircela così.
Io pensavo che mio figlio se ne fotteva. Federico prima. Tu sei più buono col gioco mio. Are you ready?
What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back for some more Mad Men. Season 2 is about to be closed. I don't know if I'm going to finish it today, but I'll definitely try to see if I can finish it in the next couple of weeks. Season 2. Season 3 is upon us, and we're getting through this series pretty quite fast, to be honest, because of the season being so short. And I remember reacting to The Sopranos, which is like, I was doing The Sopranos, the way how I did The Sopranos was crazy. You know what I'm saying? When I was doing it for membership on Patreon, I was literally knocking out a season of The Sopranos every week. Like, it was crazy, dude. I finished The Sopranos in, I think, probably like 6 or 7 weeks. I did it because I was doing a season per weekend. Like, I was reacting to 13 episodes of The Sopranos. That's how good it was. I was doing like 6 episodes on Saturdays and then another 7 on Sundays. It was nuts. But at that time, I didn't really, there's nothing much that other than that was going on the channel at the time, so it was good. But now I've decided to not do that anymore because it was causing a little bit of a burnout for me. I think during that time too, I started to have issues with my eye as well, so I've stopped doing stuff like that, where not necessarily one show, but kind of like binge watching one thing and not taking any breaks and stuff like that. So I've kind of try to manage. That's why right now, if you notice on the channel, certain things are just not on the channel anymore. And other than that, there's other things as well that contributed to it, for me changing things up to make things a little bit more feasible for myself. But here we are with Mad Men, man. This is on an episode by episode basis. This series has impressed me. I've had a lot to say, a lot of social commentary of things that have been happening, that happened back in those days, 50s, 60s, and then you know what I'm saying, I heard that it's going to go up a decade again and go into the 70s as well. At least that's what I'm hearing. I don't know how true that is, but at the very least, you're watching these people grow up in the character development and what they've been doing and the things that they do, and I am just commenting on what I see and what I think these characters could do better, or what they should do, and all of that good stuff, and how comparable to the things that have happened back in the day versus what, you know, what we are experiencing now. And you can see that a lot of changed, but also a lot of things have not changed. You know what I'm saying? So it's very interesting to watch nonetheless. So without no further ado, guys, if you want to see more episodes of Mad Men, you want to watch ahead, by the time you're watching this episode, we're probably, oh my god, we're probably done with this series, to be honest, because I don't know when you guys are gonna end up seeing Mad Men season 2. So in any case, let's jump into the reaction, and I will see you guys right after for the review. Yeah, go to Patreon. That's where you go, okay? If you want to see episodes early, the links are down in the description. Let's go.
As much as I'd like to indulge your Twilight Zone fantasy of being shot into space,
Believe me, it's our fantasy too.
this is a business trip. I don't want either of you coming back tan.
Your
You're there to sell,
nephews.
but you're also there to listen.
Forgot to say that you have a
Engineer
son.
in general is trying to figure out a way to put a man on the moon or blow up Moscow, whichever one costs more. We have to explain to them how we can help them spend that money. Well, you do the talking. Kinsey, you do the listening.
Don, you wanted me to remind them about the congressman?
We know. They control the purse strings.
No, they are the customer. Let them know that we can help them bring these contracts home. Did you read anything that she prepared? Maybe I should send her.
Maybe you should. They're certainly dropping the ball. They certainly don't respect Peggy.
You know I'll stay out of your way.
Of course. Lounging at the pool. They'll think you're a young Barbara Stanwyck.
Doesn't that sound like fun?
If you're there, it will make me look less serious in the office. Next time. It's a week, Tweety.
I suppose I can go to my parents' place in Rehoboth.
Now you're making me feel bad. Is that the only alternative?
They keep asking to spend time with me. Well, us. They're concerned.
About what?
You can't have kids.
Nothing's happening.
You just
Why do you
forgot
insist
about
on
that?
making me angry before I go to bed.
There are some very reputable agencies. We can't even talk about this?
Do I have to put my foot down?
What's wrong with it?
It's someone else's child.
Once you see a beautiful little baby, you'll
Nah,
fall in love.
it's not
you
the
know
same.
You will.
It's not.
I was literally talking
I felt
about.
that way.
Listen, I was literally just talking about this on. What was it? I think it was my lost reactions yesterday. I was talking about this exact very thing where I was talking about the difference between having your own child or being able to have your own child versus adopting and surrogacy. I was talking about the difference in, you know what I'm saying, just the dynamic itself, and people think it's the same. It's not the same. I'll tell you this, and you might disagree with me, right? And I agree with them. It's not your own. It's not your child. But I get it. You want to mother or you want to father a child. And I'm not knocking, surrogacy or adoption because, I mentioned in that video also that my little sister, the youngest in my family, was adopted. She came in and she was 3 months old when my mom adopted her. And nobody can tell that she's adopted. She's us. She grew up with the same values, but there are some very different things about that child that doesn't correlate with the people that actually my mom got pregnant with. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's a difference, but only we, as you know what I'm saying, as the actual people that came out of my mom's womb, notice that. Like, other people don't necessarily notice those differences because we grew up in the same household, so we share the same values and all this other stuff. But there's a lot of subtle behaviors that you would never see us do, and she would do them. And I'm not saying that's coming from her biological side, which they could be, but there are some subtle differences that we notice that there's some core things about us that is just not with her. And I'm not talking about how she looks or anything like that. I'm talking about behavioral wise. So there are some certain subtleties. It's just not the same. And people try to make it seem like it's the same. It's not. You get what I'm saying? It's just not. There's a huge difference. There's a huge difference, even though you might think it's the same.
Hello?
It's me.
What time is it?
It's 10 o'clock. Are you sleeping? My father had a stroke.
By the way, I love my sister, okay? So I know people get things in their head because
3
you're
days ago.
explaining stuff. It's like they
Riding
get it
the
in their
car
head.
shed
Oh,
line
so you
call.
don't like your sister? It's like,
I'm coming to get you.
No,
Bets, it's not up for discussion. Take the kids to Francine.
I don't want to wake them.
Fine. I'll be by at 8.
Bye.
This situation.
Hello, Betty.
Where is he? Can I see him?
He's getting dressed. They said he should do things on his own. Come sit.
He doesn't seem that bad. Don, good to see you.
Sorry about your dad.
We'll get by, right? Judy's coming later. She's dropping the girls off at her mother's.
Gloria, everything is copacetic. It's an angel.
Hi, Daddy.
Ah, that's what I needed. Hello, Don. Get that look off your face.
Good to see you, Gene.
How are you feeling, Dad?
Very nice.
Just a teapot. You should have seen her in the ambulance.
Well, we were halfway to the hospital before I noticed I was in my nightie.
I wish you'd called earlier. The other partners at Don's firm know all kinds of doctors.
In New York, right, where everything's better.
Yeah,
Don, you were able to get off work?
I'm here.
He's have short-term memory
I'll
loss.
get some ice.
What did the doctor say?
It's just like last time.
What? Last time? This happened before?
Don't get mad at her. It's a couple little strokes.
No wonder Betty wants you away from this man.
Don,
Cause
how did you
are
call?
you
Did you
seriously not saying anything about this? That's his kids. Like I wouldn't like to know that my mom is having issues or whatever the situation is, or you know what I mean, my mom has been with my dad for, you know, I think like 40 years now or some shit. And I wouldn't like to know that there's something serious going on with either one of them and I don't know about it. You know what I mean? As old as they get, they need to understand that they're going on. I mean, I'm not saying like every little headache or something like that, but if something major is going on, little strokes, my guy. And if you don't, this woman needs to be telling them everything because she's the one that's taking care of him and they are trusting her to relay that information. Those are his kids. You can't keep them out of the loop just because he wants them out of the loop. Because this is serious situations and you as the adult should realize that this is a serious situation. You can't have somebody having little strokes, as he decides to call it. Any stroke is a stroke. I don't care about it's just like how they say, oh, this is just a little heart attack. Bro, you can die from a little heart attack, as you want to put it. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't have to be a major cardiac arrest for you to die from it. You get what I'm saying? So stop it. I don't like that, man. So she's not good for him.
No, baby, you're early.
Look at how he's looking at him like, yo.
You remember Ken and Pete? Hello, Sheila.
She doesn't like the
Want to get in a few more
interracial
meals
stuff.
before you lose them to
Okay.
the Golden West?
Where?
California, eh?
Thank you, Pete.
He hasn't told her
Okay, well,
yet.
Time to put something else in that mouth. Nice to see you.
Why are you going to Los Angeles?
Come on, not here. Just came up.
Oh, she remembers Joan.
The election's not for months. We can register voters in October.
It has nothing to do with the election. You know that.
If you don't mind, I'd rather face Mississippi and those people screaming at me and maybe getting shot after I go to California.
Are you scared?
Don't pretend like it's not scary.
Why? What is so important?
It's a convention. I'm not allowed to talk about it.
Did you ever really plan on going down south?
How could you ask that? This just came up. You can always get another job at a grocery store. I can't just walk into an ad agency.
I can't believe you. All you do is complain about that place and those people.
Why can't it wait?
I know, right?
Yeah,
Why
James,
can't it wait? Under things.
Daddy used to find us for small talk, remember?
Conversation is an art.
Well, it is. How long has he been like this?
He was acting queer on the golf course last month. let one of the colored caddies really have it.
Don works in Manhattan. You know I wish I could be here.
You only have 2 kids? Lord knows Don could afford to build him a house in his backyard if he wanted to.
Stop counting other people's money.
Can't say the same about him.
Don's helping.
Who knows what he does, why he does it. I know more about the kid who fixes my damn car.
Dad, you're hurting Don's feelings.
My daughter's a princess, you know that?
Dinner time.
Okay.
What's going on?
He has no people. You can't trust a person like that.
Daddy.
This
Fine,
is the
let's go eat.
awkward episode. That's how he truly feels. This is a thing that I don't like about situations like this. You know what I'm saying? Because he came up here. He came here with you. He didn't have to. But he chose to come here with you. He's being disrespected at every corner he turns. And he's still here. And Don, you brought this all on yourself. Be honest, though. I bet you she's not going to want him in the bed. She's going to be like, what are you doing? Told you. Imagine doing this so she can keep up appearances, bro. It's crazy. Because I'm not doing that. Nah, you go up there and you tell them why you think, because your family has, you know what I'm saying, a certain view of me anyways. Seems. What the hell? Is this happening for real or is he dreaming? I don't know, maybe he is dreaming about this, because I don't think this is true.
You look beautiful.
Thank you.
Now that you fed me, why don't we go upstairs?
Oh my God.
I'm fine.
I don't know what to say. He's so mixed up.
Mixed up. Y'all need to take this man
He's
to a
tired.
home.
He didn't sleep last night.
Really? This man has serious memory problems. And you guys are playing it off like
you have to
nothing
go
is
back to the
happening.
doctor.
I already have an appointment for Monday.
Bruh. I mean, she should understand why that just happened, but at the same time, it's like it's a serious situation where,
I told her to call
you know, he's not in his right mind. So something, man. I've been through it, and you know, I talk about it sometimes, not all the times, but I do. If it does show up, I'll bring up the example because my ex-wife, she was bipolar. So we had to deal with some situations like this where when she was off, you know what I'm saying? When she was off, you know, there were situations where she never recognized me at all. She didn't know who I was. She didn't know who her mom was. She don't know who all these people that are taking care of her. She don't know what people who she been around her entire life. She doesn't know who they are. Like the memory is completely gone. She doesn't remember. She doesn't know. She don't even remember how to shower herself. She don't know how to eat. So I've been there dealing with this situation, and it's a situation where you don't want to harm the person. You understand why they do stuff. I'm talking about like even to the point of that person will they will hit you. I'm talking about hit you hard, like violently, and because you don't want you can't respond back with violence because you know that they're not in their right mind. So she's got to understand that this is happening because he's obviously thinking that she's her mom. You know what I'm saying? So it's as bad as the situation looks, he's just not in his right mind. He shouldn't even be having no normal sit down with people. He needs to be, you know what I'm saying? I'm not saying he needs to be like in a loony bin or something like that, because it's not that extreme, but he needs to be under 24/7's watch, you know, because you never know what's gonna happen. One day he might decide, I don't know, one day he might decide to just get up and walk out the door and walk out in the middle of the street and get hit. You don't know. So people like this, they need to be You got to watch them 24/7 because you don't know what's going on in their head. Ignoring?
Is he dying?
No.
I was at Elkins Park Hospital on Sunday when they talked to her. It's just gonna get worse.
Yeah, it's gonna get worse
I don't know
as
how
he
much
gets
more
older.
I can take. I'm an orphan.
You were
You're right.
supposed to take care of your husband and your beautiful children now.
I think you should leave.
Really?
Yes,
I think I should be here for you.
that's your reason.
What do you want me to say? You need me here.
Why? Nothing's changed. We were just pretending.
At this point, this bitch needs help. I can't even advocate for her and how she's feeling because she's basing this all on what? Nothing. She's literally she has no reason, literally has no reason to be treating this man this way. Like none. You suspect of him cheat. You have no proof that he's cheating. We, the audience, know that he does, but you don't. So it pisses me off that she's treating him this way on instinct. Yeah, women can tell when a man is mad. No, bring some proof, bitch. That's all I'm saying. Bring some proof. Listen, I'm not advocating for what Don has done. He's a terrible person. I've called him trash many times in the past of how he is and the lifestyle that he lives and how, you know what I'm saying, Betty deserves better. But it also pisses me off that she has no proof of him doing any of this, but yet still treating him with such disdain. He's literally taking time out to be here for you because at the end of the day, men normally don't want to, you know what I'm saying, they don't want to break up marriages. Especially when they've given so much already. You got kids together and all this other stuff. Men will try to make it work. You know what I mean? I don't know if eventually he's gonna tell her the truth to see what the result of it is. But dude, if I was there, if that was me, the divorce guy, right? And if it was me and I'm in this situation, I'd be like, yo, what do you want? You want a divorce? What do you want? Because I'm not going to come hang out with you, or you could just call on me whenever you want to so we can pretend that we're still being together. No, everybody's going to know that we split and that we sleeping in different places. Everybody's going to know. You're not going to use me when you want to. You're not going to come sleep with me when you want to. Nah, it's not going to work like that. Nah. Get out of here with that, man. Bounce, dude. If it was me, I would be out too.
Reschedule for Friday?
No. Clear the week.
So, how was your family emergency?
Memorable. Thank you. I'm leaving for California tomorrow for the Rocket Fair.
Good for you. Sunshine? Bikinis? But, didn't we already send a couple men? Well, Campbell's got to go. I've held his hand through 30 phone calls. Very good, then. Bring me a bag of oranges.
I'll need you to send a memo to Mr. Kinsey explaining this change in plans.
I'll take care of it. You look like you didn't get any sleep last night.
Well, what you say about Joan, though? Like,
I heard it's very hard to
she's
get
a
anything
baddie.
done there. Mr. Kinsey?
Yes, Joan.
Mr. Draper wanted you to be informed that he will be going to Los Angeles for the convention.
Great. We won't have to fly tourists.
No, it's just he and Mr. Campbell going.
You can't do that.
yes, he can. So you can go to your
I'm sure it must be disappointing.
protests.
I'll need your tickets and your badges.
That's not right. Why can't we all go?
I really need everything right away, or are they at home?
I want you to know I've thought about it. Let me finish. I'm going to stand there arm in arm with you and make a stand. I love you too, baby.
Wasn't it in the 60s that... I'm pretty sure it was in the 60s that Martin Luther King got shot.
What's there?
Your ass? You left. I know everybody's gonna be like, are you body shaming? At least that's not really what body shaming is, but you know when you say women don't have no ass nowadays, it's like, oh, so why you like it? I like a little something on back there, you know what I'm saying? I don't mind if it's, you know what I'm saying? I don't choose my woman based on that, but it's preferable.
Did you run away?
So?
So? You're in my backyard. What do you mean?
My mom doesn't care.
And I'm sure that's not true.
She just wants to be with her boyfriends.
Does she have a lot of boyfriends?
I guess. I haven't seen you in so long, except driving down the street.
My nigga, what are you, like 10?
I know.
Listen, man, I'll
Can
tell
I use
you
the bathroom?
this. I'll tell you guys a story, right? I'll tell you guys a story before we move on. Quick story. When I was 16, trying to remember how old I was at the time. I think I was 16 years old, if I remember correctly. I think I was 16 years old because I was still in school, blah, 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 went to camp. There was this lady. I did not know how old the lady was, but I was crushing on this lady so hard because the year before, we go to these camps every year. When I was in military school, we go to a camp every year. You go there twice, right? You go twice because you're in military school for 3 years, right? So you get to go either one time or 2 times. If you're good enough to be in the band, you can go there in your first year, but you always get to go on your second year because by that time you're already in the band and everything. So usually you would go. Some people volunteer not to go, whatever the situation is, but every year we go. Then we go home for a month. We go home, visit our people, whatever the situation. Then we go back to school because it was a boarding school, right? So the first year I went to camp, I saw this. I did not know she was probably 23 at the time. Because, you have, when we go to camp, it's with other schools that's in the district that we go to, like military camp. We, chill out, get to know other people, whatever the situation is. But we're regarded as like the best, right? We're regarded as like the best because we're the only one actually living the life that they're like, they have like, what do they call it again? I can't remember right now. I'm trying to tell this story quickly. Okay, so we go to camp. This woman, when I tell you she was fine as hell, talking about 8 years removed from me, 7 years, whatever, right? Went to camp the second year. I'm drum major now, right? I'm drum major. I'm in charge of the band. I'm leading the band. You know what I'm saying? Big boy status. You know what I mean? I got ranked now. You know what I'm saying? First year, I was nobody. You know what I mean? I was just a private, if you will. Next year, came back with big boy status. You know what I mean? Going into my third year at a school, I was drum major, so I was in charge of the band. I had rank. Now I'm rolling up with 4 stripes, you know what I mean? So I think now, I didn't know because I never asked her her age, right? But I was like, this year she gonna be there. If she gonna be there, I'm asking her out. We gonna talk, whatever the situation. I'm talking about, she's a superior officer to me, right? An adult. I didn't even know she was an adult because she's still very young. Man, needless to say, this did not go it did not go well. You know what I mean? It didn't go well. She you know what I'm saying? She let me down easy. She let me know, you're 16. You know what I mean? She wasn't into me like that. You know what I mean? It would look bad either way, even if she liked me and wanted to do, you know what I'm saying, anything. It wasn't gonna happen. So when I to say the least, you know what I'm saying, my feelings was hurt because I didn't think to ask anybody around like how old she was, but she told me how old she was. I was like, God damn it. You know what I'm saying? I still ended up getting something there while I was there that year though, because you are, especially if you have rank and you go to camp, all the girls that are private there, you know, they want to jump your bones. You know what I mean? Because we were like the elite of the elite on campus. So it was just crazy. But I know where Glenn is coming from. You know what I'm saying? You can be very young and find, you know, your teachers, you know, other people's, you know, other friends' parents attractive and stuff like that. As a young boy, even if you don't hit puberty yet, you still understand when you like somebody. You know what I'm saying? You understand that. Because I'm telling you, before I hit puberty, I was full on in relationships. You best believe I was full on in relationships, you know, up with girls that I like, kissing and all. You know what I mean? It's crazy out here.
Do you want me to wash your clothes?
I still think it was kind of out of pocket that she cut, you know, a piece of her hair and gave it to him, though. Like, that was a bit too much.
You understand why your mother was mad at me, I hope.
Yeah. Because she doesn't understand.
This kid is genius, bro.
My dad has another baby. His wife is pretty mean.
It's just dropping all the gems.
I don't know. I'm pretty responsible. I brush my sister's teeth and put us both to bed.
That's very sweet of you.
He's trying to show her that, hey, I'll be responsible. You know what I'm saying? I'll take care of you. I bet he's going to try to grab her or something. Watch this shit. I told you. Why are you entertaining this? You creepy lady.
I came to rescue you.
From what?
I have money.
This kid is serious, bro.
Oh, Glenn.
This man, you've been watching too many romantic comedies.
Glenn? Glenn, get over here now. I was worried sick. Glenn, you have to go home. You can't do things like this.
I hate you.
Apologize right this minute.
No.
I know that
it's
was
true.
coming.
I hate you.
I know.
Advertising, if anything, helps bring on change. The market, and I'm talking in a purely Marxist sense, dictates that we must include everyone. Consumer has no color.
Token white dude.
I don't know why he was over here, but this has to stop. Honestly, I don't blame him. What did he say? Nothing. But it's obvious. He depends on you for everything. Glenn's right. I'm not a very good mother anymore.
Bro,
Don't
like, you have no idea how much I hate that shit, bro.
I'm sorry. Is it over? I don't even know. That's the worst. For me, it wasn't that different without him there.
It's insane, bro.
Sometimes I feel like I'll float away if Don isn't holding me down. The hardest part is realizing you are in charge.
Charge of what? So this episode, of course, featured Betty, once again. And, you know what I'm saying? She's having trouble with her dad. She's having trouble with her dad. And her dad seems like he has Alzheimer's. which is, you know, sometimes they're, you know, coherent, and sometimes they're not. Very brief moments most of the time. And as you get older, it gets the bad part of it starts to come over now to the good side of it. So you have less coherency, if you will, versus when you're not. So now you're like 80% bad, 20% good. So sometimes you know what's going on, and you know, for the majority of the time you're like spaced out, not really knowing you're doing stuff out of the ordinary, and you got to be watched 24/7. I think when it just starts to do that, you still need that kind of, this has obviously been going on for a very long time, because he's been, what, I think the lady that was there, I think she, you know, she's the maid that has been with the family for, you know, probably generations. But either way, you know what I'm saying, this whole situation that's going on, feel sorry for her, you know what I'm saying. I'm gonna be honest, if it was me, if I was Don, I would have never went. You're not gonna use me and think that, oh, I'm supposed to show up for these situations just because, you know, you want me to show up for these situations. It's just not gonna work like that. I can't endorse that in good measure. You know what I'm saying? To be like, okay, just because you think I'm cheating, I should just be there, and then you're gonna just use me as some piece of meat? Like, no, there's a serious issue going on with kids involved, and you don't want to deal with it. Like, make up your mind what you want to do. You can't parade me around. And the thing about it is that Don is in a position, he is in the position of power, but he's not using the position of power because of the guilt that he feels for actually doing the thing that she's thinks he's doing. He's actually doing it, but she has no proof that he's doing it, but he's punishing himself for doing it. You get what I'm saying? For her not really finding out that he's doing it. It's a crazy way to explain it, but you get the point. I don't like that. As I said, if it was me, I would have never went, because it's a serious situation that's affecting other people's lives, especially the children. You are not going to parade me around like things are still good. If anything, if I come there, I'm probably going to call you out in front of your family and be like, listen, we've been sleeping in 2 different places for a good while now. You know what I'm saying? So you're not going to do this. Everybody's going to know I'm here taking disrespect from your family in the first place. They don't really like me and all of this other stuff. Like, I'm just not going to subject myself to that. Yes, I want to be there for you, but at the end of the day, why am I still sleeping in a hotel? Why am I doing these things? You got to figure out what you want to do. Are you going to keep me at bay? You don't know what you want? Figure it out. But until then, don't call me. Until you figure it out, don't call me for nothing. I'll come visit the kids, take them to dinner, do what I need to do. I'm doing my part, but the relationship between me and you, it's not going to be cordial. Period. It's just not going to be. So at the end of the day, it's like this, right? You don't know what you want. You don't want a divorce. Should we stay together for the kids? Name your price, man. Like, don't waste my time. Period. I hate people that waste other people's time. Hate is a strong word. Let me not say that. You know what I mean? I don't like people that waste other people's time. You get what I'm saying? As in, just out of the sheer just evil in your heart. You're just wasting somebody else's time because you feel like you're entitled to that time. No, don't do that. Stop that. So yeah, man, that was, as I said, when it comes on to Mad Men, you got to take pretty much everything with a grain of salt when you're watching this show, because it's like, you will go off based on what you're seeing. You know what I'm saying? Because you'll be like, gotta remind yourself that this is fiction, and it's not really happening. But these situation hit so close to home, not only for me, but I'm pretty sure for many people who love Mad Men as a series, you know what I mean? So I'm looking forward to watching more episodes. Episode kind of deal with, you know, the whole Betty situation. The situation with her and Glenn, that is creepy. You had her number this entire time and you did not call her. The minute you saw him in the playhouse or whatever, you should have called his mom. You bring him into the house and you call his mom right away. You do not entertain him. Yeah, you can feed him, but you don't entertain him. He holds your hand. You know how Glenn, it's not like Betty doesn't know how Glenn feels about her. You should shut that down. You cannot listen, man. And this is the thing too. Right? Where when it comes on to, I don't want to say the word, but the P word, right? This is the thing, right? Where it's looked at differently on both sides by society in general. It looks at differently. If it was a dude, say for instance, it was Don sitting there entertaining her daughter like that, I bet you him knowing that, you know, the daughter might like him like that, you get what I'm saying, and he's allowing her to hold his hand and all this other stuff, it will be outrage TV. You know what I'm saying? It will be outrage TV. But since it's a woman sitting there, I am equally disgusted by both sides. Equally disgusted when I see stuff like that. I'm equally disgusted by it. You know what I mean? Who knows? You know what I'm saying? What she's thinking in her head, knowing who Betty is. We don't know. I don't know. But when I see stuff like that, with the context, because we have the context, we know they're not related, right? We know this is not a situation where, oh, you know, that's her son. You know what I'm saying? Like, we know that that's not the situation. We know this is somebody else's kid. That is, she as an adult should obviously know that Glenn has a crush on her. He is a child. She should shut that down, right? You just, no, you don't do so. You don't encourage that kind of behavior because it could escalate. And as I said, at the end, when he walked out, when she actually called his mom, I knew the "I hate you" was coming. I knew it was coming, because that's just how kids are when they don't get their way, or, you know what I'm saying, that's heartbreak at its finest right there. You know what I'm saying? Because he told her, I don't want to go home. I don't want to be over there. She's never there. You know, she's out with her boyfriends, trouble with the dad, all of this other stuff. It's just so much he's going through, and he's trying to find some sort of, you know what I'm saying, he's trying to find some sort of happiness, if you will, in something else, in this woman that he likes that always treats him well and doesn't, maybe not scream at him, just talks to him, and, you know what I'm saying, and, you know, feed him, whatever the situation is, and he's cool with that. You know what I mean? He even suggested that they run away together. Glenn, shut up. You don't know what you're talking about, okay? You're a kid, we get it, because I'm telling you, as a kid, these are stuff that pops into your head, especially when you like somebody that's older than you. These are things that pops up into your head. I don't know how it is for girls, but I know how it is for boys. I know what it is, for what it was like for me, liking older people. I know what it's like. It's like, you know that there's not a chance in hell this person is going to like you back, but at the same time, you're still trying to be cute in front of them. You know, you want to dress well. You know what I'm saying? You still want to dress well. You still it's out there. You yourself don't know that it's wrong for them to even entertain you. They're supposed to be the responsible adult to shut it down. which has always happened to me. I've always gotten it shut down. There was never a time where a teacher that I liked or anything like that has ever entertained the idea of me approaching them and be like, yo, you know what I'm saying? What's good? You know what I mean? It was never entertained for me. I don't know, maybe today, you know, when you hear of all these teachers that are sleeping with students and stuff like that, is beyond me. Like, I've never seen it happen. Maybe it did happen behind my back and I didn't know about it when I was in high school or military school. Maybe it did happen. Who knows? You know what I'm saying? There were rumors of stuff. We don't know if it's actually true or not. There were rumors of, you know, dudes that was in my class that was sleeping with one of our teachers. I remember that very vividly. But it was never proven to be true. It was, nobody knew if it happened or not, because it just seemed like an anomaly of sorts, and it just seems like that could never happen. You know what I'm saying? But I believe it does happen. I just don't know if it actually happened. Yeah, I don't have any proof, so I'm not gonna go there, right? At the end of the day, it's this series and what it represents for me is, you can watch this show and have so many different talking points on, you know, what society used to be back then versus what it is now, and so much has changed. So much has changed. I'm glad that what's his name, Kinsey, whatever his name is, that's with the black girl. You know, he didn't want to go to this rally, bro. He didn't want to go. That's why he took the first chance he got to get out of it. He got out of it. But hey, he committed, because he knew if he stayed, he had to go. Because he can't be like, oh, they canceled the trip, but I still don't want to go. You know, he's gonna lose his girlfriend. But you know, he's going to the rally, you know what I'm saying, protest, whatever they were going to. So that's pretty cool. Either way, as I was talking about, just a brief thing about, you know, Pete and Peggy. I think they would have been a better couple in the show. I think she would have been the better choice, but as always, as men, we don't always choose the best woman for us. I'm just gonna go out there and let you know this is how life is sometimes. You know what I mean? I wouldn't be a person who's divorced today if I chose the right women. I don't think I did. I don't think I chose the right woman. You know, in hindsight, you know, it's 2020, right? I don't think I chose the right woman in the first place to be with. You know, either way, if I want to look at it and be like, well, nobody told me at the time that she was the way she is, at least they told me some version of it. They just didn't tell me how bad it got. You get what I'm saying? So I hunkered down in the relationship nonetheless, because I made those vows, right? I hunkered down and be like, you know what, till death do us part, and sickness and in health. Those are the vows that I took. So I'm not gonna abandon you now that I see that this is the extent that it goes to when you're sick. You know what I'm saying? So I hunkered down, and I did all I could do. I was stressed out to the T. When I'm talking about stressed out, I'm talking about I was so stressed. I was walking around like a zombie, man, and people noticed that. So it was just crazy how I was constantly thinking about her and dynamics, you know, just family dynamics and all this other stuff. I really didn't have, like, I couldn't move forward in good faith, because every time I tried to move forward and do something, you know, about, you know, whether it's our situation, our financial situation and all this other stuff, there's always this thing just looming to happen. And it's crazy. It's not a great life to live. I'm gonna be honest about it, man. But I went through it, and you know what I'm saying, and it wasn't because of that why we decided to end it. You know what I mean? And it wasn't, I decided to end it because I was just tired of the foolishness, the other things that were going on in the relationship and whatnot. And that's why I'm saying that I would never tolerate that kind of behavior from a person like Betty. You get what I'm saying? So it's just what it is. Disagree with me if you will. But either way, guys, thank you guys so much for tuning in. As always, man, leave your comments in the comment section. As always, I will catch you guys later, man. Peace.